Hey guys, what's up? It's munclesonkey and welcome to episode 9 of the boss Drop-A-Thon. So in this boss Drop-A-Thon, I became extremely happy because I got the two toughest bosses for me personally out of the way. Not tough as in difficulty, but tough as in these bosses were so grindy. I had a really hard time just keeping my sanity. So if you watched the last episode, you would have known that the only bosses that I had left were Saradomin and Zamorak. So I had to get those two done. And of course, in that first clip, I just showed myself getting a steam staff, which was a kind of troll. But anyway, I got one of those. That was the only item that I got from Zammy during the boss drop-a-thon, so I couldn't get anything else that was worth a good amount of money until now. So on stream yesterday, this happened. I got a Garb of Subjugation after about 500 Zamorak boss kills, so it took a really long time, but it finally happened, and I was so happy just because I was getting incredibly sick of the boss, and I never wanted to see its face again. And yeah, I will not be doing Slayer tasks at Zammy anymore, just because I've had about enough of this guy. But anyway, we got a Garb of Subjugation finally. So that ticks off Zammy as being complete. I was incredibly happy about that happening. And the next boss I did was Saradomin. And the problem with Saradomin was not a lack of drops, it's just that all the drops she was giving me were crap. So I had 6 drops in all. Before I finally finished off Saradomin. I'm not going to show all of them, but basically I had 2 hisses, 2 murmurs, and 2 Saradomin swords, and I got all of them on stream. So everyone who has been watching the stream saw me get trolled, basically. And I finally did get the drop that I was looking for, which you'll see a clip of that just in the end. I did not include all the clips of all the regular drops that I got, because the thing is my stream footages have been like 4 or 5 hours long, and I was searching through a lot of them, and I just couldn't find the clips where I actually got the drops. I don't know why, I just couldn't find them. So unfortunately I lost a whole bunch of clips, and you're not going to see me getting like hisses and murmurs and swords. I showed a clip of 1 hiss, 1 murmur, and 1 sword, and I got 1 more of each of them, I just didn't show it. So basically we're back at Saradomin again. I was here for a very long time. I don't think it took quite as long as Zammy. It was probably more around 350 to 400 boss kills, whereas Zammy was about 500 boss kills. And Saradomin is just really bad money unless you get a hill. So that's what was kind of aggravating. At least with Zammy, you're making like at least 500k to $1 million just off the regular drops. Saradomin, its regular drops are quite terrible. So they're both kind of a waste of time, though, if you think about it, because neither of them were amazing money. So I got a Sarah sword there, and then here, this is a murmur drop, and I got a couple of each of these. So unfortunately, I didn't sell them. I sold all my boss drop-a-thon tab, which is really unfortunate. I wish I kind of didn't do it, but the reason why I sold them is because I wanted to get Dragors, and I didn't have any money for Dragors. So I do have them now. But as you can see, here's a Saradomin's murmur, so I did get a couple of those. So the only drops I'm actually going to have in my tab are the drops I got while working on this episode. So all the older drops are no longer going to be in the tab. So I'm not going to have an epic tab at the very end, which is kind of unfortunate. But at the same time, I do have Dragors again, which I did not before. So I think it was kind of worth it in the long run. But it just means there won't be a super epic tab at the very end of the series. However, the only boss that I still want to do for the boss drop-a-thon is Virago, and the drop that I get from him very well may be worth more than the drops from all the other bosses combined. And here's another drop from Saradomin, a ancient effigy, so nothing to get too excited about over there, but it was a huge beam of light, and they are pretty rare, so I decided to record it. Actually, that was from Zamorak. I got an effigy from Saradomin too. I don't know what happened to that clip, but anyway, we get an Armadillo crossbow there. That just happened about an hour ago, so I was so happy to see that. It had been a long time. And I had another guy duoing with me because he's like, hey, do you want to come to Saradomin? And I'm like, yeah, you know what? It's probably going to make kills slightly faster if I'm duoing with someone else. And even if I do have to split it, that's fine. So I ended up splitting it with him. So I finally got the Armadillo crossbow from Saradomin. And I am done because the Armadillo crossbow is worth over 2 mil. So I'm finally done with that boss. And so happy to see that. So anyway, that's about all. I mean, the only thing I have left to do is Virago. As you're going to see here, the boss sheet is going to be completely filled up. So I guess what this means is just, you know, becoming an all-around PVMer and really becoming more experienced to every boss. I mean, I had done all of these bosses before in the past, before I had started the series, other than Virago. I had never done Virago before starting the series. But at the same time, you know, I'm getting more experience with these bosses, getting a lot more under my belt. Like I did a lot of Rise to the 6 kills, and I learned how to not suck at there as much. So as you can see, the boss sheet is all filled up, which just means for the epic final finale, I will be getting a Virago drop, and I have no idea how long that will take. So whenever the next episode will come out, I can't really give you a guaranteed date, because drops there, it might get one right away, it might take like days and days to get one, and it's also incredibly difficult just to find a team. So sometimes just finding a team is more difficult than actually killing the boss itself. Alright guys, I am back at the GE this time because as mentioned earlier, I no longer have an epic tab, so I don't really have to save the drops anymore. But if you look at my inventory, the drops that I have since I got the Drygors back, these are the drops that I have achieved. So I got the Garba Subjugation from Zamorak, the Armadillo Crossbow from Saradomin, and the Saradomin Sword, also from Saradomin, which is really going up in price. I'm not sure why. I thought those were like 500k, but maybe it's because the legacy mode is coming out. Anyway, we're just going to sell these because there's really no reason to hold on to them. Now that if you look at my coin pouch, I kind of desperately need the money. I'm running quite low on the cash, and that's just because, I bought the Seismics and then I bought the Drygors back. So that's pretty much my entire bank right there. But we'll see how much these sell for, and the Saradomin Sword isn't even selling for 950k, so the GE price is a little bit misleading. But anyway, maybe it'll sell for a decent amount, and I got 10 mil off of that Garb, which I'm pretty happy about. And anyway, I'm going to be heading off to Virago as soon as possible. I just wanted to kind of say I'm going to apologize if the next episode takes a really, really long time to come out, and the reason for that is there's no guarantee. I might end up getting a Virago drop right away. But the thing is, it is so incredibly difficult to find a Virago team. I spent pretty much all day yesterday just PMing everyone I knew that knew how to Virago, asking if they wanted to go, and no one wanted to go. So this real struggle is just finding a team, and I'm beginning to get to the point where I might even just be willing to go with forum teams, because I have quite a few people added that want it or know how to do Virago, but they all either have their own teams, which are far too pro for me to be on most likely, or just aren't interested. So for the most part, it's really a struggle just to find a team, and I will do my best, but yeah, I'll try to get the next episode out as soon as I can. I'm just saying, no guarantees. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for the final and most epic episode of the Boss Drop-A-Thon yet to come, number 10, and farewell.